Okay, here's a little park down here. A bit hard to see through the trees, but right next to the river, which is also a bit hard to see through the trees. Reason I'm taping this all the way through the trees is I came up here on this little trail here, which if you hike it up, it leads all the way to another temple. As all these trails almost always do. So you may think after a while you get sick of all these temples, and you do. But the way I look at it, it's not really the temple itself. It's just an excuse for the hike up the mountain. And it's a beautiful area. You can hear all the birds chirping in the background. It's kind of on this island right in the middle of a river. So I let it go. Right, so that's the path up to the temple that I just came back from. I started actually on the other side of this little peninsula there. There was a park on the other side. Went up through there, came down through that, and brings us out here onto the famous Hita River, which is famous. They have, so famous actually, they have a yearly river festival in honor of this river. They also have a lot of river boats that bring people out to see the cormorant fishing, where these birds, not those ducks, but a special kind of cormorant bird, goes and catches fish in its mouth and then spits it back onto the boat. Bird doesn't really want to spit it back onto the boat, but they've got the collar around its neck, so it doesn't really have much of an option. And that little path here across the river. So it can catch the fish in its mouth, but it can't quite swallow it. So they kind of grab it by the neck and throttle it around until the bird spits it back out into the boat. Doesn't look like it's all that good of a deal for the bird, but apparently, according to the literature that they hand out, it's quite humane. Fishermen take very good care of their birds and treat them like family. I didn't see it in Hita actually, not up close at least, saw it from a distance. You have to pay money to actually get into one of those boats to go up close. I did see it up in Gifu though. You know what I've never understood is the bird, after years of doing this, must know that it can't swallow the fish. Why does it keep diving into the water to catch the fish anyways? And then why do they have to shake it to get it to spit it out? Like after a while, wouldn't the bird just either not dive and get the fish, or if it was wanting to help the fisherman out, then why wouldn't he spit it out once he caught it? You wonder sometimes what goes on in the minds of those birds. If it's just kind of pure evolutionary instinct that they can't resist, they see a fish, they have to swallow it, even though they know they've got the band around their neck. Do they just forget every time about the band, or?